But here's the breading, the skin. Let's dip it in some gravy here. Pretty good, but just take a look at the skyline right now. It looks very, very beautiful, especially with the moon in the background. And so normally when I'm here in the Philippines, I like to eat from 7-Eleven when I'm on the go, when I need something quick, right? Well, one thing I've never had from 7-Eleven is their chicken. So here, I just stopped at the 7-Eleven to get a piece of chicken, a chicken drumstick with a rice, and I actually got an extra rice. It is 20 pesos for a rice, which is actually super, super cheap. The chicken and rice and the gravy, the price is 86 pesos. So overall, it's a very cheap price and a very good way, I think, to have a quick meal. This is actually a bigger meal now as I did get that extra rice. I said I should try this as I've never had it before, and I've always had the other stuff like the steamed buns and the giniling, I believe it's called. So I said, this looks pretty tasty. We'll see how good it is. We'll see how fresh it is. I've had the chicken from Jollibee. I had the chicken from McDonald's before also, but I want to see how the 7-Eleven chicken is. Is it any good? Is it similar? We're about to find out here. So good. But the thing about the Coke Zero here, I've noticed, it doesn't display how much caffeine is on it. Normally, it displays how many milligrams, but I'm not seeing it on the can. I don't know why. So right now, as you can tell, this is where I'm staying. This is where I'm eating because I got a lot of work to do. I got my laptop over here editing and stuff. So I don't have much time to sit out there at the table and eat it, and just the environment right here is better as it's a little bit more quiet. But we're gonna get into this, and then after later on, I'm gonna try to get out for the sunset. Hopefully I have some time, as it does look like there's gonna be a good sunset today as the weather is very good. But man, this rice is steaming hot. It always comes very, very hot, I noticed. I also did put it in the microwave again, just in case. But they give you gravy. You know, here in the Philippines, I've noticed that's the thing, gravy with your rice, with your chicken. Now the thing I'm really curious about, do you normally put the chicken into the gravy or the rice into the gravy, or the gravy on the rice, or you do both? Because I've never really done chicken and gravy, more of, I guess, turkey and gravy. Gonna try it and see how it goes. How am I gonna do this? I have no idea. What I'm gonna do is just spill it on top like this. Oh yeah, that's pretty good there. There we go. We got a little bit of gravy on the rice, and then of course I can, I guess, dunk some of the chicken in there because I assume that's what you do. So here is that mighty good looking chicken breast. As you can hear, there's some dogs barking. I got the window open here for some fresh air. But here's the breading, the skin. Let's see how this tastes without gravy. Not bad. Pretty fatty actually, but it still has some crispiness to it, so I can tell it probably wasn't made that long ago, probably within the last hour or so. But super, super salty. Obviously this isn't spicy chicken. I would prefer spicy chicken, but not bad. Let's dip it in some gravy here. Pretty good, but I think I prefer just the chicken by itself, mostly. It's actually a pretty good piece of chicken. I'm just eating the skin so far. It's also a very big piece of chicken, very heavy, a little bit bigger than I normally get when I go to the McDonald's or Jollibee. Somehow, they always give me small pieces of chicken. I don't know why. But the rice here with some gravy on it. Let's see how this goes. It's pretty good because the rice is a bit dry, so you do need something to put on it. And the gravy does taste pretty good with rice. If you're not used to gravy on rice, you gotta think, oh, I'm eating mashed potatoes. But trick yourself and say, it's rice. So how did gravy originate here to be mixed with rice? Is that how Filipinos have been eating it for many years? 20, 30, 40, 50 years? How long? I'm trying to recall like some other dish from the United States or somewhere else that has rice and gravy mixed together, but I can't seem to think of one. Maybe like some sort of soup type of dish. I don't know, but this is really good. Now my problem is I bought 2 things of rice, so not enough gravy for both. So some of the rice is gonna be a little dry, I guess. But most importantly, let's taste the meat of this chicken to see how it is. There's a lot of meat there, a little bit skinny on the leg part over here, but let's see how it is. Wow, super salty, but really moist. I don't know why it's so salty, like maybe they rubbed it in salt or something. I have no idea, but it's really tasty. My mouth and lips are gonna be dry because of the salt, but wow, so much juiciness in there. It's not overcooked. A little bit of red meat in there because it is the drumstick. Sometimes you get a little bit of the bloodline. But man, very tasty. Dip some of this in the gravy again. Excellent. Now, I have to dip the actual chicken meat in the gravy, right? So let's do that once. Here we go. Very good. I'm just gonna pick up this rice and eat it like this. It all blends together so much better though. That's like really the way to eat it. A little piece of chicken, some rice. That's the way to go. Just like this, take some meat, take your rice, make a little sandwich. I definitely approve. 86 pesos plus an extra 20 for the rice, 106 pesos. You can't go wrong. I mean, that's a very affordable meal there. Cheaper than McDonald's, cheaper than Jollibee probably, I think, but definitely approve. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna smash this meal, finish it up. I got a little bit of work to do, and hopefully, I don't know, maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock, somewhere around that time, can get out as the sun begins to make its decline to the horizon, because it does look like it's gonna be very beautiful. I mean, just check out the view right now. I'm in search to see a good sunset tonight. As you can tell, the traffic has picked up over here, and people are probably getting out of work, heading home. Maybe people are coming into the BGC area for dinner, maybe even for the sunset, because it is about 5:15 right now. The sun completely sets at about 5:25-ish, I think. And over there in the distance, you can see the sun is definitely setting now. I think that security guard was yelling at me maybe because I happened to face it towards the construction. I don't know. And as the sun sets, I kind of want to walk towards High Street to go see what it looks like, because I believe it's going to be pretty glowing tonight. Have those nice colors, which are very nice to see here in BGC. And to be honest, of all my trips here in Metro Manila, I feel like the best sunset I have seen so far is here in BGC and at SM by the Bay at the Mall of Asia. I feel like those are the 2 best places I've been able to see the sunset, but maybe there are better places. I don't know, you guys can let me know. Where is there a good place to watch the sunset here in Metro Manila? Any good buildings to go to, like to get a good view? Because as you can see, as we walk towards High Street right now, obviously BGC has lots of high, tall buildings. So it's very difficult to get an unobstructed view to see the sunset. And I'll tell you what, I really need this walk to High Street because I'm extremely full after having that chicken, the double rice, the gravy, and a Coke Zero. So I could use a little bit of a walk for about an hour to try to burn some calories and get some space in my stomach. Right now I'm passing the Grand Hyatt, which I believe, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful buildings here in the BGC area. I mean, it is a hotel, but it is really beautifully designed. So as you can see from where I'm staying, they're at Point Blue, that hotel slash Airbnb. There's a decent view from the room that I have. The room that I have faces the north, so you get a little bit of a sunset view, but the sun is setting in the west, so it goes on the other side of the building where you can't really see it too much. So unfortunately, it's not the best sunset view, but honestly, it's not bad. It's better than maybe some of the other ones that might be on the other side facing the south. But to be honest, I was a bit skeptical of whether or not there would be a decent sunset because there were so many clouds in the background where they looked like they were gonna come over and take over most of the sky. But they kind of disappeared, so there is a sunset now. And even here where I'm walking, like there's a decent looking view. It's turning purple. So as you can see, I'm here in the main part of High Street, my favorite spot. This is the amphitheater here. And actually, the sunset's not as good as it was just maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes ago. And actually, I came out here kind of late. I should have came out here about 4:30 and not 5 o'clock. So unfortunately, I got here a little bit late, but it's all good. Still looks kind of good in the background. You can see some clouds moving. The sky's kind of light with the buildings being dark. But as you can tell, this goes all the way up High Street to Market. So the sun is setting over this way. So that's where it's actually the best right now. The sunset really nice tonight, and especially with some of these buildings in the backdrop. So if you're living in one of these buildings or even working in one of these buildings around BGC, you just have the best view, really. There's not really too good of a view of the sunset from the ground, which kind of sucks, but I guess they did design High Street in a way that you will be able to see some of the sunset if you're sitting there at maybe 4:45, 5 o'clock, so you do get some of it. But now I also noticed that there are some buildings around here that have a rooftop where you can go and see. Such as, I think, the Shangri-La, maybe on top. I thought I saw on Google Maps that there's a pool, so you can sit up there and see the sunset. But even some of the units of the condos that are down here along Burgos Circle, they're so tall that you have a very good unobstructed view of the sunset, as most of the buildings are this way, away from the way you want to look. But just take a look at the skyline right now. It looks very, very beautiful, especially with the moon in the background and the little sliver you see of it. And I just love the way how the buildings are dark and then you have the lights of the buildings coming through. I was on Google Maps just kind of looking to see where there is like some sort of rooftop maybe I could go. I saw 3 buildings that are, I think, business buildings attached to the Uptown Mall, and there's 3 towers there, and on each one of the towers on Google Maps you can see it's all like a grass area. So I thought, oh, maybe you could go up there, but I tried to look into it more and I think they're just business buildings, office buildings, so you actually can't access the top. But yeah, let me know, are there places here in BGC that you can get to the top to see a sunset without it being, you know, a condominium, like somewhere you can go for free? I feel like there isn't, but maybe I'm wrong. Well, now seeing that the sun has completely set behind the horizon, it's been about 15-20 minutes since the sun completely went over. Don't really have much of a sunset anymore. Now it's just gonna turn blue to that like midnight blue dark color as the sun is completely gone. But still, it does look very beautiful in this area because you can see all the buildings, then behind it you just have a glowing bluish looking sky right now that's very dark. Well, that is definitely it for the sunset. Here at Burgos Circle you can't see anything, so I'm gonna head back up to High Street. But one thing I wanted to mention is I was looking at some of these towers over here around Burgos Circle, and there's one that has this like glowing purple light. Maybe that's a place you can go and see the sunset if you're staying there. I don't know. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna work my way back up High Street here to the amphitheater area and chill out for a little bit before I have to go back for work tonight. But as you can see, there's a lot of people out here. I love these lights on this section here. The way that they're blinking different colors looks very, very pretty. And of course you have this nice beautiful fountain right here that is very nice as well. But right in front of the 3D billboards that are over here, and this thing lights up all different colors, and then the fountain does as well. But I've noticed recently they put up this exhibit, I don't know how long ago, maybe a month ago or something. It's really interesting. There's an eye in there that blinks. Is it free to go in? I assume. Wow, I just went in here to this little exhibit, the Gentle Monster. That is very crazy. That's some crazy good looking art. Like, whoever made it did a really good job, because obviously the guy that's sitting on the thing looks incredibly real. Like, the detail is so good. Everything from the feet and how they look a little dirty to the hairs on the leg and like the bumps on the skin, even the hair on the chest and face and stuff. That's a really good piece of art, whoever made it. And then the eyeball in there, super creepy kind of, but really interesting. I didn't know it was free. I just walked in and you can go in there, take a couple pictures and leave. But they are selling other things like sunglasses and whatnot. But Gentle Monster, wow, check that out if you haven't. You guys see this thing right here? This is new. That right there, it's called a monkey shoulder. That's very new. I remember when I arrived here a few weeks back, that was all boarded up and you couldn't tell what it is, but now they've unboarded it and it looks like it's getting ready to open. I don't know if it's tonight or if it's this weekend. Looks like they're preparing and making things ready, but I guess it's silent disco as it appears. There's disco balls up there on the top. There's also headphones that people can wear and you dance. I've seen videos of silent disco, but I didn't really think it was really too popular, but maybe it's becoming more popular. And it looks interesting. It's like right here in the middle of High Street where everyone can kind of watch you have a silent disco, dance around and listen to music. So it looks like that's opening soon, and then they'll also be selling drinks, I guess, as I guess Monkey's Shoulder is a name of a drink, maybe a name of scotch. Not really sure, but it looks like a really cool structure that they have here, and maybe it's going to be here for the holidays. Alright guys, well here I've come to sit in the amphitheater area, and as I've said, this is my favorite spot. Best place to chill in the morning, during the day, in the evening. It's actually kind of quiet right now on a Thursday night, which is interesting. I thought there would be more people, but hey, not a bad thing at all. But one thing I wanted to point out is they have a section of this roped off, like the grass area. I don't know if it's because the Philippines is going to be going into dry season, so they're trying to protect the grass from it drying up and being too brown and dirty, or just dirt. It's interesting because just recently it wasn't roped off, so I wonder why it's like that. But now that's less room, I guess, for people to hang out and sit down. But there still is quite a bit of room up here on the steps and going all the way up the street here. Well guys, I think that's going to be it for this vlog. It was very good to try the 7-Eleven chicken. I definitely approve of it. It's tasty, and if you haven't tried it, definitely try it. It's worth it. It's a good price. And yeah, it's always a good time coming out here to BGC High Street and trying to catch the sunset or as the sun is going down, and then hanging out in this area of the amphitheater and whatnot. But that'll be it for this vlog. I'll see you guys soon in the next one, hopefully somewhere here in Metro Manila, somewhere different, hopefully. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace.